Okay, hockey fans, welcome to another Ice Time Hockey Southwest Hockey Talk in the desert Southwest. How about the old Pueblo here in Tucson? As you can see behind me, we're minutes away from game time, and I've got the two guys that are going to call this game, Tim Gassen behind me, the color analyst, and Tom Callahan right over here, the voice of your Tucson Roadrunners. Correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, guys, I'm glad to be back in Tucson. It's always a pleasure coming down here, not only to see you guys, but to see this first place Pacific Division leading team. So throw it out there. First place, gonna stay there?
Yeah, well, I certainly hope so. I mean, it's always tough to tell, right? I mean, and Tim knows this as well. I mean, guys go up and down this time of year. Injuries happen. Tonight we're without Dylan Strome and Trevor Murphy, but it's a deeper team after the trade deadline, and I think they've got a lot more going on as far as being able to replace guys when they do go up.
Well, yeah, as Tom said, this is the kind of division that night by night the standings can change and flip back again. Tucson has been so consistent, though, especially over this past month. And as Tom said, this is very interesting, I think, as we get close to playoff time. The organization has made this a better hockey team, and they've brought in more talent. I think they're preparing for a deep run in the playoffs, although Coach Van Ryn will say, don't use that dirty word that begins with a P and ends with P word with the playoffs until we actually get there. But Tucson's going to have to stumble pretty poorly to miss the playoffs at this point.
So let's talk about the season. It all starts in goal, right? And you got two of the best in the league, don't you? And Aiden Hill and Hunter Miska.
Well, that's absolutely right. But I want to ask Tom, this is interesting. We have two young, talented goaltenders, as you said, in Hill and Miska. And then Tucson goes out and acquires another goaltender. What's going on with that, Tom?
So, well, it's that time of year. You're going to see guys coming out of junior, guys coming out of college.
Right out of Yale.
Right.
Yes. So that is exactly it. And I think, believe it or not, we're not done. Now, I don't know about goaltenders, but I think you're going to see some more players coming up, finishing their junior career, finishing their collegiate career, and then they have those entry-level deals, and those are going to start to activate here. And guys who weren't drafted, now you'll see some players that teams have been scouting all year that are free agents. They may sign those players. And so if the Coyotes sign a guy or two here or there, you'll see them come up. They may come to the Roadrunners. Heck, they may even go straight to Arizona for a look.
Yes.
But in the meantime, to the goaltending question here, Aiden Hill is definitely the guy they want to be the number one going into the postseason.
Well, absolutely right, and I think deservedly so. Scott, I'm going to steal your job and ask Tom another question because you mentioned Dylan Strome right back up to the Arizona Coyotes. Of course, they really want him to develop into the guy that can stick with the Coyotes, but isn't Dylan Strome an important ingredient to be back in Tucson for a playoff run?
Yes, and Arizona's not going to make the playoffs. The Coyotes won't make it.
Correct, sir.
So at this point, so the odds are pretty good that Tucson going into the playoffs should have a Dylan Strome on its roster. But I mean, a lot of these guys have come in and made an impact. The younger guys, now some of the vets are picking it up, like the Kempes, the Sislos. When Strome goes up, you miss him in the lineup, but Merkley has come back. Capobianco is not back yet, but is on the verge. I actually really like the way this team is built because I think the young guys have learned throughout the year from the veterans, and I think the veterans are now starting to kick it into another gear heading towards the playoffs. I really like the way it looks.
I'm going to ask Scott a question now about your perception of the Roadrunners being from the Phoenix area and following more closely the Coyotes. What do Coyotes fans think about this minor league team in Tucson? Do they think it's important that Tucson have a strong and competitive minor league team because they know eventually they hope that talent raises up to the Coyotes?
You know what? I think that's very true. I think the fans up there are very supportive of Tucson and what they're doing down here. I always tell people, everybody I see, if you ever want to go see your first professional hockey game, get down here. I mean, this is the best value, the best chance to see the next level, the guys that are almost there.
Yes.
And this year the team has been phenomenal. Every time I've been down here, the standout play is obvious. I mean, it's when Dylan was here, obviously he was a big draw. I mean, everybody follows him up in Phoenix.
Yes.
They all want to see how he's doing, how he's progressing. But so is Nick Merkley. So is Lawson Krause. So are the goaltenders. We had a chance to see Aiden play and get his first NHL win the other night. So that was a lot of fun. But everybody knows that he's the mainstay for you guys this year, and everybody wants to see him do well.
Yes.
So, the neat part about having Tucson just as close as it is, it's fun to come down here, but the team is really competitive. I mean, I follow them all the way. When I'm not here, I'm following on the internet, and I can't believe the way you guys are winning close games.
Well, that's, it's funny you say that because that is another thing about a playoff team that's going to be successful is the ability to win those close games.
Yeah.
And this team has had the confidence that it can, even when it gets down, win a close game.
Right.
And so because they've done it a few times this year, I think they can always draw back on that later. And you're right, in the close games, and they are all close games right now coming down the stretch. This is like the playoffs.
Yep.
And Tucson has been showing itself pretty well, and they've had to do it a couple of different ways. They've had to do it physical, they've had to do it by special teams, they've had to do it by good 5-on-5. So it bodes well. I think I'm confident with whoever the first round matchup is.
And I've said to Tom on the air over and over in these close games, what we're seeing here is a test case for the playoffs. We're seeing them prepare. Yeah. It's 5 minutes to go and you have a 1-goal lead. How do you need to play defensively in your own end? Well, we got a test here. Let's see if they can do it. And as the seasons progress, they keep checking those marks off their test, getting ready for their playoffs. Like Tom, I'm very confident in this Tucson Roadrunners roster, which I think is really built for, again, Coach Van Ryn, forgive me, for a long run in the playoffs.
Speaking of Coach Van Ryn, tell me what you guys see from him on a daily basis. I mean, I see him every couple of weeks when I'm down here, and I know he's a workman-like attitude. What's he like between those times that I'm here?
We're going to have different answers about this. So Tom,
it really depends. I mean, if you're in a hockey setting, it's business,
right?
And that's just the way it is. And if it's outside of a hockey setting, it's a little more relaxed, and you can actually have a conversation. But within the hockey setting, it's just very business-like, very workman-like, and that's the focus is on this hockey team.
Okay, my answer really isn't all that different. Coach Mike Van Ryn is a really tough hockey man. He is a really tough hockey man, and I think that rubs off on his roster. Right. So he is all business around his team, and he doesn't want distractions from people like outside newspaper reporters from bothering him about the kind of progress that he wants to make with his team. He's all hockey. He's a really nice guy, though. I mean, he's a really interesting guy, but he is tough as nails. So, Coach Van Ryn, maybe I've made myself look a little bit better in your eyes.
The last time I was down here, I kind of talked a little bit about the fan support you guys had, which has been great all year from what I've seen. And he kind of said, yeah, we really like having the fans in the building and making some noise and using them to kind of create some emotion. And I think last game that I was here, they just started slow. Second and third, maybe in the end of the first period, they started to build up the emotion of the crowd. So tell me a little bit about the crowds here in Tucson. Better? Keep getting better?
Yeah, and as Tim will point out, they're trying to learn to arrive earlier.
Yes.
That's a big thing.
Tucson's a traditionally late arriving crowd, big walk-up crowd, and we're trying to get them to understand the action starts as soon as the puck drops.
Right.
And you're going to miss a lot of good stuff. But very enthusiastic fan base. They've really taken to the Roadrunners. Look at all the Roadrunners jerseys you'll see.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think the fan base has really, really adopted this team as a Tucson team.
Yeah, and you know what? Even and Tim and I like to play spot the jersey, see what random jersey comes into the building every night. But no matter what jersey they're wearing at Boston or Winnipeg or Buffalo or whoever, they're all cheering for Tucson,
right?
Which is great, unless it happens to be. So if you see a Sharks jersey, okay, they're cheering for Barracuda tonight. But outside of that, they cheer for the Tucson team, and I think that's great.
Well, and remember, there's been all kinds of professional Roadrunners teams in Arizona and Phoenix. So we see all the different iterations of the Roadrunners: the WHA Phoenix Roadrunners, ECHL, IHL, CHL, all the different WPHL, all the different Roadrunners that have played over the last 50 years have their own jerseys, and we see them all here, and I think that's really great too.
So tonight, Barracuda's in town. What do you expect?
Well, I just spoke with Nick Nolenberger, U of A kid, who's doing the radio for the Barracuda, and he was saying he thought they've been playing well, but they just haven't been winning games.
Yeah.
That scares me a little bit, actually.
Yeah,
because when a team's playing well, but they're not winning games, you know that it's just a couple of drips away from everything, the floodgates opening. So hopefully it's not this 2-game series.
Yeah, these are two important home games for the Tucson Roadrunners, and the Barracuda have been one of the teams that's given Tucson trouble this year. Actually, I think one of the few teams in the division that has a winning record against Tucson this year. So these are going to be two interesting games to gauge exactly are the Roadrunners as solid as Tom as I think they are right now, because these are two important home games.
We'll wrap it up with a couple of things. It's a Tuesday-Wednesday night game, which is, how unusual is that for you guys?
Very. I mean, it's a weekend league. So to play on a Tuesday, Wednesday night, and then we go right back out on the road again this weekend. So it's just, you come home, you play a few, and you go back out, but it's they're all critical right now.
Right.
I mean, it's if whatever, Tucson should happen to go into a nosedive or start to stumble here, there are teams right at their heels,
Right.
and Tucson will get left in the dust. And so it's critical for them, especially at home, to win these games while they can and to take care of opponents further down the standings like the Barracuda.
Well, and that's why Coach Van Ryn is saying stop talking about that word,
Yep.
because that's the future. We haven't gotten there yet. They have like 3 weeks to play good hockey,
Right.
and then when they're there, then they've done the work they've needed to do well in that part of the season.
And of course, it's 50s night tonight.
50s night.
And I'm a little disappointed in the both of you that you didn't come in 50s garb. But
Why should tonight be any different? There's disappointment in this. Why should that be any different than any other night? But
That's a
what,
great-
was I supposed to dress up like Rocket Rashad or something? I mean,
Yeah, Tim will avail himself of 50s night with a 50-cent hot dogs. Don't
Yeah,
you worry about
thank
that.
you.
He's got that covered.
I'll eat 50 of them too.
There you go. In honor of 50s night.
Hey, guys, I appreciate your time as always. Look forward to another great night at Tucson Roadrunner Hockey.
All right, thanks,
Thank you,
Scott.
Scott.
The Ice Den Scottsdale has always been the coolest place in the desert. Now with the addition of the Ice Den Chandler, our 2 locations hosting 5 sheets of ice make the Ice Den your home for youth, travel, and adult hockey leagues. Our nationally recognized Learn to Skate programs offer world-class instruction for skaters of all ages. Our pro shop features equipment and apparel with the top hockey and figure skating brands. 18 Degrees Express with the Chili Bean Cafe make the Ice Den the perfect place to host your next birthday party or special event. Visit us online at coyotesice.com.
I thought we started a little sluggish, but I thought we got going. I thought, lots of guys played well tonight, guys. It was nice to see some guys get rewarded. I thought our therapy kind of sat back a little bit. They had a lot more life, and I thought the third period was pretty even actually. It was nice to see the PPE get a few. I think the kill is improving. We got to keep working on it, but of late it's been doing a good job. And Hill was good when he had to be. So, I thought it was a good game, and we can expect a team ready to go tomorrow.
What do you have to do to keep it going tomorrow against the same Barracuda team?
Well, I mean, we've been talking a lot about lately. Tonight we talked. There's 26 days left before the end of the regular season, so we've challenged them to be the best pros they've been in their careers, and that means kind of turning a page on tonight. You can enjoy it for a little bit, but now it's we got to recover and get ready for tomorrow and turn a page on it and expect that it's going to be a real tough hockey game tomorrow night. And we just got to get ready for it. That's it.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about Aiden's confidence when he goes up to the NHL level, comes back? Does he have a little more confidence, do you think?
That's a funny one. I don't think Aiden ever struggles with his confidence. It's one thing that makes him good, but it's also a thing that we're working on him about, just trying to keep it in check a little bit and pushing himself. Sometimes as a young guy, you got to realize that every day you got to put your game face on and be ready. And he's a confident guy, so it works for him, and sometimes it works against him. But I think lately he's been keeping his emotions in check and keeping his game face on. I think that's why you've seen the improvement in his play though lately is just he's a lot more determined and being a lot more focused and kind of, we use the word staying in character around here a lot with our guys, and just staying in character, and I think that's actually helped him. So hopefully we can continue. Both goalies have actually been good for us lately. Our young guys are playing well back there. We're just going to keep pushing them, and hopefully they can keep playing like they are. Good. All right, guys. Thanks.
We need you. We need you.
We need you to support Wildcat hockey.
The Wildcats are back in action, and it's time to show your U of A pride at the TCC Arena. Please call for tickets or come to the TCC box office. U of A hockey is affordable and fun for the entire family.
We need you.
We need you.
We need you to support U of A Wildcat hockey.
All right, we got the goaltender here for the Tucson Roadrunners, Hunter Miska. Hunter, welcome back to our show.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Tell me a little bit about what the season's been like for you so far.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been a good learning experience for me playing down here in Tucson. We got a great group of guys down here, and I got a good goalie partner to work with Aiden Hill here.
Let's expound on that a little bit. Tell me about you and Aiden and how you guys work together.
Yeah, it's good. We got a good, healthy competition between both of us here, and we started with rotation and stuff during the year, and it went really well, and still is so far. We're holding first place here, so it's going well.
So as a professional now, what's the difference between what you experienced last year in college and what you're experiencing now?
Guys are a lot older and more experienced and mature. So for me, I just got to be a little more patient and calm in net and just simplify my game a little bit and stand more on my feet.
Is it more difficult now as a professional and you're playing games like a Tuesday night, Wednesday night type thing, as opposed to the college game when you're playing on weekends all the time?
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but having a 5-year junior career like I had, I got to experience that quite a bit. So it's not really too new to me, but
Right.
having a year off from it was a little different, but I've adjusted pretty well.
Talk a little bit about your winning streak that you guys are on right now. You guys continue to win games. You're winning games. Last I heard, you were second in the AHL as far as rookie goaltenders. So.
Yeah, it's great. We have a great team here. We're really young, we're fast, and we play a strong 200-foot game. So it's nice to have a good team in front of you, helping you out and allowing you to see the puck. And obviously they're putting the puck in that.
We don't want to talk about the P word yet, but you guys are getting awful close to that, aren't you?
Yeah, let's hope so. We got to keep it going here.
So what's it like? What I think Coach said 26, 27 days left. You guys are being challenged, being pushed. Is that something you like as a goaltender, to have competition right on your heels, or would you like to be out in front of guys a little bit?
I think it's good to be out and competitive there. Obviously, the last couple weeks here of the season, you want it to be a little tough on you going into playoffs, because playoffs ain't going to be easy. So you don't want it to be easy going into it, because it's going to be the curveball come at you. So I think it's good having that.
Talk a little bit about what it's been like in Tucson for you with the fan support and getting used to living down here in the desert. How's your life been?
It's been good. It's a little different from where I'm from. A lot colder back home, and snow. Coming here to warm weather and a lot of sun and dust blowing around. So it's different, but it's good here. It's nice. It's nice to come to the rink, and it's warm every day, and we got a great fan base here, and it's growing every game, and that's nice to see.
No need to shovel snow, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me a little bit about the NCAA tournament coming up. The Dogs are back in it again. We're both Bulldogs alums,
Yeah.
so tell me a little bit about what it's like with that team. You followed them at all this year?
Yeah, I have been. I think they're doing a really good job. Hunter Shepard, my goalie partner from last year, is doing a phenomenal job for them this year, and obviously this playoff run here is going to be huge. So they got to take it one game at a time here, and hopefully they'll make it back to the Frozen Four.
And let's close things out a little bit by talking a little bit about USA women's hockey. I know you got a connection there too, right?
Yeah, Maddie Rooney, she was at Duluth last year with me. Obviously not on my team, but we were at school together and shared the same arena, so I got to see her quite a bit. She's an awesome person, great goalie. I thought she did a phenomenal job out there in the Olympics. She looked strong and real confident out there, and pretty proud of her.
Very nice to bring that gold medal back, right?
Exactly.
Hunter, thanks for your time.
Yeah,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thanks again for being a 3-time OxyPuff.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
In
Friday
today's
winner.
odor elimination, sanitizing, and deodorizing market, air spaces and fabrics are treated with very aggressive, highly toxic, and often very dangerous but cheap chemical-based solutions. These chemicals have harmful residues and pollutants that can impact your health and the well-being of those around you. This is the bad news. The good news is there's something better. That something is OxyPal. OxyPal is a fast-growing company based in Phoenix, Arizona, with franchises opening across North America. OxyPal has developed a way to eliminate, not mask or disguise, all organic-based odors in any airspace or on any fabric surface with ozone, also called trioxygen. Ozone is present in the atmosphere, and it is what protects our planet, our environment, and every living thing on Earth. Through years of research and development, OxyPal has perfected a way to harness and apply this powerful solution to purify air spaces and fabric surfaces safely and effectively, eliminating all organic bacteria, viruses, mold, fungi, and allergens on the molecular level. OxyPal has designed and perfected many next-generation and evolutionary alternative products and services safe for people, pets, and our planet. The solutions offered by OxyPal are stronger, safer, non-toxic, and a great value. Visit our website and online store today at www.oxypal.com. On our website, you can make a service appointment, buy products, or learn more about us and our great franchising opportunities.